Hi everyone, I'm here and we have a special sweet treat today. I'm going to be sharing one of our Holistic Connections partners, and she is behind this door.
Hi,
and it
Tara.
is Laura of the Safe and Sweet Keto Bakery. So Laura, do you want to show us around?
Yeah, I would love to. So this is Safe and Sweet Bakery in York, where everything is sugar-free, gluten-free, low-carb, diabetic-friendly, and keto-friendly, great for diabetics and anyone who is trying to indulge without overindulging in sugar. So I can show you guys around. Over here, we have a lot of different retail products and stuff that we make in-house. So we have ice cream that's sugar-free. We have drinks. Over here in the freezer, we have a full freezer of meals that we make. So you can always come in and grab something for lunch or for dinner. Yeah, we have seats so you can sit down and enjoy our drinks or hot lunches. This is where all of the goodies are. We rotate our products weekly, so we always have something new and exciting that keeps it really fun for us and fun for you as well. We do take custom orders. We can do birthday cakes or anything that you're needing for that. We do cupcakes. Yeah.
And you do vegan, and so keto is vegan and non-vegan. So you have both available.
Yeah, so we really try to just appeal to everyone that we can. Anyone that has a diet specification, we want to make something for everyone who finds it harder to find sweet treats out in, the wild. So we make vegan stuff, we make gluten-free stuff, we make dairy-free stuff. You come in here, I mean, right now we have a ton of dairy-free options. So yeah, it's always easy to find something. And we can do vegan custom cakes. We can do vegan donuts. Yeah, anything really. The limits are.
The donuts are actually one of my favorite things. And the Buckeyes, I'm just going to give you a little close-up of these guys here. Look at that. So I, of course, encourage you guys to come out. But I want to sit down with Laura here and actually ask her some questions, because in our community, in the holistic world, right, we have so many things that we can learn about. We have so many things that we can do for our health. And that really does change depending on where we're at on our journey. Like maybe we don't want to do food yet. Maybe sugar is one of the things we want to kick. Maybe it's getting body work. Maybe it's going and seeing a counselor. Maybe it's getting our hands in the dirt and having an organic garden. There's so many things when it comes to the holistic lifestyle. So I'm going to actually start with the whole question of what exactly is this bakery compared to other bakeries. Like, what's the story behind it?
So the story behind it, I created Safe and Sweet in 2018. I was starting a low carb diet. I just decided to cut sugar out of my life. And I've been diabetic and I have other health issues where taking sugar out of my diet was just a really wise decision. And in 2018, there was nothing on the market for people who are sugar-free or gluten-free. There was just absolutely nothing. And I was just like, I'm going to change this. And it just was like an idea that just like really came out of just knowing what I had to do for myself and realizing the lack of it on the market. But yeah, so I started the bakery. And that's just how Safe and Sweet came to be. It's just like, we need options. So I wanted to provide that to the community.
And we live in the snack food capital of the United States. Did you know that?
You sent that to me. Or no, that was on the little thing that you created for Safe and Sweet for Holistic Connections.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, that's so funny. I never knew that.
If you Google York County, we are the snack food capital of the United States. I think actually might be snack food capital of the world, but don't quote me on that. I think it's the United States. But one of the things about sugar is it's like really in everything. And we have an epidemic of diabetes and health issues and heart issues and depression, and even like the connection between that. So we have on our podcast, we did a couple episodes on sugar and the connection to mental health, not just physical health. And I think like there's so many things that it can affect, and you don't even realize until you quit it. And so we both actually cut sugar out of our lives. Yeah. And I remember I forget what event it was. I pulled up and I saw Laura sitting at a folding table with her wares, and I was like, wait a minute, you're making keto, like sugar-free and gluten-free stuff? And for me, that was so exciting. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was concerned it would be one of those things where, you know, I'll like the stuff, and then, you know, the person's not going to continue their business. They're just doing it on the side. And so when I saw you were opening everything, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
And
it was
so
crazy the way that it went from just like an idea to like a full blown business. I was just like, wow. York
Yeah.
was like, where have you been all of our lives? Like, we've needed this for so long. And I was just like, oh, okay, so this is real.
Yeah.
Like, we need this and people want this. So it was just like, wow. Yeah.
So both you and I, our businesses organically grew, and we didn't have any background or anything like that. And that's the thing. I
don't even have like a baking background.
Oh,
it was just, wow, this is something that needs to be brought to life, and I'm gonna try to do it. But yeah, I was just like, I have no experience, so it was like learning really quickly.
When you have the heart to serve, and you've helped yourself, and you went on a healing journey of some capacity, which transformation for you with sugar, like that. When you do that and you walk that path, something about your vibe, your essence, your soul, your expression, there's passion, there's motivation, there's purpose behind it. And that's actually what drives businesses in general. And that's why we at the Holistic Connections, our group, our collaboration, that's what we value. We value people in organizations like you, and the other wonderful people you're going to meet soon with these interviews. Like, we are here to connect people together to values and to services and products and baked goods and all the things that can improve your health. And so combined, you and I lost 200 pounds. I just walked and I said, how much weight did you lose from sugar? Because I lost 100 and you lost 100.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Can you imagine? I'll pull some pictures up of my 260-pound life. But it was like really, really different. So I'm curious about your customers, and because we're not the only one with the story, that when you finally decide you want to cut sugar out, it's really hard. So I think switching to something like this is a great transition.
Absolutely.
But what are your customers saying? What is their journey? And I mean, health stories that they come in and share. I'm sure you've had lots of them.
I would say, when I first started, I knew that like what I was doing was very special and unique. I had no idea the impact that I would really truly be having on like people's lives. Like the stories that I have heard, I mean, since 2018 until now, it's just like, wow. And I really love when people share that for me, because like you said, it does fuel us to keep going. Like, it gives us such a reason and such a purpose. And I feel like, service-based businesses are so lucky to have that from the community. But people who are type 1 diabetic, who've been diabetic since birth, not being able to have like a delicious tasting birthday cake for so many years, can come to Safe Sweet and order like a chocolate peanut butter cake that's like decadent with chocolate ganache and Buckeyes around the border, and they're just like, wow, the type 1 kiddo who normally goes to the birthday parties and isn't allowed to have like the cupcake. Like, the mom can, either buy cupcakes here for them for their birthday, or come here and get one cupcake for that kid, so that when they go to the birthday party, here's your cupcake too. Like, that's what Safe and Sweet is about. Like, it makes us be able to include everyone in having sweet treats.
And it's not like, oh, it's not artificial sweeteners, it's not feeling horrible.
Right, it's all natural.
It's all natural. And I think that's something that people are always really skeptical. And so what I like to do, and I've done this with gluten-free stuff too, because that's just kind of my lifestyle and diet now. I actually have, over time, I want to move this up just so I can see more. We actually tested my family out, where I like bring something to Easter or to Thanksgiving or whatever. And like, I don't even tell them that's my dessert. And then they're like, oh, that was really good. I'm like, gotcha. That was sugar-free and gluten-free. And they're like, oh, I would never know. Because there's this bias that people have, that they think they're going to be taking away something, and they're going to be.
They think gluten-free tastes like cardboard or something like that, or they just won't, there are people like that. So, and then when they try it, they're just like, wow. I've had stories where they're like, I tricked my husband, like the
Yes.
cinnamon rolls. They had
Yes.
no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even people like to just kind of like keep going on like the impact a little bit. It's just like, people who are in cancer remission. Or I just had like a mother message me last night about her daughter who is epileptic. And she, like is just like told to stay away from sugar and gluten. And so it's just like, so I had no idea.
Yes.
People just being like, telling me like how grateful they are. It's just like one of the most beautiful parts about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I could cry about it. Honestly, like really.
I'm feeling
gets me.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps with the heart and the soul. And one of the things that people don't always take a journey down any maybe health road until they have something happen to them, like cancer. And it's like a lot of times that's when family members, or they have a child on the spectrum, or they have diet issues related to a loved one or a child or something, that then they go, we need to look for some natural options or some holistic options. And sometimes people don't know where to go. So that's one of the other reasons why we have this Facebook group. And all the people in the group, all the businesses and organizations, we've connected with each other. We have vetted each other. We trust each other. And we've grown this community and this partnership. And I think that's really important because we want to make sure that when you're kind of going and diving into something new, when it comes to your health journey in any capacity, there's so much out there. There's a lot of great stuff out there, but it helps that we can as businesses trust, and we're credible. We've been able to do collaborations together and show up for each other. And instead of just like, here, let me put my business event on your Facebook page, and then there's you ever been to a Facebook page and like it's a whole bunch of just scroll, and no one knows each other. None of the organizations know each other, and that's great too. I'm part of those groups. I'm like, what's happening this weekend? We look at the local York group and see all the business events people are just posting. But the difference about this group is we want to have a connection to the people, and that's why we're doing these interviews. So you can see the faces, and then so whenever you are here, and go and take pictures of your stuff you're eating, and like she said, whenever we as a small business that have a heart behind our business and a purpose and a mission, if you tag us and tell us your stories, you may not think that, you think maybe it's bothering us because we're busy. Actually, it
absolutely drives us.
Yeah. So anytime we have events up here with Safe and Sweet, you guys have an event coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, so it's our second brunch, and our first one was awesome. I love that we can do it. Like, you can do it. There's a keto brunch. What? So it's awesome. There's also dairy-free options, so we're making sure that we have like the gluten-free, dairy-free options. But yeah, we're excited for it.
So I'm curious about what is the first product or baked good that you made?
Yeah.
Like, what was the first thing you're like, this is keto, and then you were like, this is pretty good, and then you start selling it, and then what is it that you make today that's like a favorite thing now?
Okay, yeah. One of the first things that we made Safe and Sweet, and we like sold at like little vendor events, was definitely like, I think like chocolate chip and snickerdoodle cookies. We were just like starting with something. And I was like, okay, these are pretty good, but it's so funny when I think back to like my first vendor table and like the chocolate chip and the snickerdoodle cookies and like where we've like come to today. It's just like we can really make absolutely anything. Right now there's like moon pies in the
Yes.
Yes. Like sugar-free, gluten-free moon pies. And I'm like, I don't think I ever would have like imagined that being able to be like sugar-free, gluten-free, you know what I mean? But yeah, so today, our donuts are
banging.
They're
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the peanut butter one's my favorite.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
People love the Boston cream and the chocolate peanut butter donuts. My favorite donut would probably be like the lemon with like the powdered monk fruit on the outside, because we make our own. Everything's just like really made from scratch. You can't just like go buy a barrel of Boston cream that's sugar-free, gluten-free. So we really start from like absolutely nothing. And they're dairy-free. So we're starting with like organic coconut cream and making it into Boston cream. So yeah. Our donuts for sure. And then I always recommend our cinnamon rolls. I love our cinnamon rolls. I'm a very much so, not chocolate isn't my thing really. I'm more of like the vanilla, the cinnamon, the lemon, the raspberries. So those are like my favorite items. And another thing that's our scones are really popular too.
Okay, yeah.
But I love our bagels. for sure.
I've never had your favorite.
Yeah, we have some everything ones in the case right now. I like those are dairy free too, so there's sugar free, gluten free, low carb, all of the things. My favorite were the jalapeno cheddar though. Those are my favorite. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you've already seen a little snapshot of everything that there's here. And if you haven't been in here, I would encourage you to just comment below and say, do you have these things? If we haven't mentioned them, because there's brownies over there, there's crab pretzel melts. So there's more than just the sweet things here. It's safe and it's sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I knew when we first started that I was gonna be doing like meals and all of that too. But it's safe, sweet, and we got savory.
Yeah, savory too.
Yeah.
So where can we find your stuff? Because we're located here. You're located at South Main Street. But you have other places that you can get your stuff.
I do. So we actually ship nationwide, first of all, which is a new adventure, but it's been going very, very well. We have a stand at the Lancaster Central Market. So that's in Lancaster, 23 North Market Street. It's in a really awesome place. I don't know if you've checked it out, but they have awesome vendors there. Leg Up Farmers Market. We love that we're there. We love their business, and they're really great. We've been partnered with them probably for about 4 years now, so it's been great. And then, so you can get our stuff also. Genova's in West York has our pizza crust and sub rolls. So if you're highly gluten sensitive, then that's like not as, there's a lot of gluten in the air at pizza shops.
Yes.
But our crust is made here, and you can get any of their subs or their pizzas on our keto crust.
That's amazing. Because sometimes, I mean, the gluten-free or the cauliflower crust, when you go to something, I know Domino's does have their own, but it's just not, it's frozen. And I know it's just, there's a lot of preservatives in it, and I don't do dairy anymore, so I can't even do any Domino's anymore. But local businesses, of course, is the best way to go. And I'm loving that you're partnering with that. I had no idea.
Yeah, and then in Hanover, I don't know if anyone's from Hanover, but also Giovanni's in South Hanover. They're like right near Cadoris, which is awesome. If you're ever going to Cadoris for the day, you can get like a gluten-free, low-carb sub or pizza there. And then they also have like slices of cheesecakes and our cupcakes. So yeah.
So you're sprinkling pun intended.
Yeah.
Sprinkling all over your Lancaster.
Yeah, and then we do lots of events. So
yeah, and you're always at our Holistic Expo.
Yeah, we love to be there.
This is the 22nd year. If you have never been, it's the New Visions Holistic Expo. We have over 100 vendors. We have a lot of people that come through that weekend. It's a 2-day event, August 10th and 11th this year. So I'll put, if people are just now, I'll put information in there. But you guys are there, and you sell out pretty much.
Yeah.
When you're there.
Yeah.
For the event.
Yeah. So absolutely. I think it's always a great event for sure. And so many people find out about us there, and they'll come here and they'll be like, "Oh, Laura, I met you at the Holistic Expo," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad you came to the cafe and we're able to check more out." But yeah, every year we like bring more and more and more. So it's been awesome to be partnered with you in that. So yeah, we appreciate you letting us be a part of that. Yeah,
we've been trying to do this holistic, the Holistic York, our Holistic York group here, Holistic Connections for 3 years now.
Yeah.
I think it was right after COVID, and we know the power of community, and like it's beyond, like, of course we have food, we have the farms, we have our services at Firefly, we have some of the nonprofits we work with, and all our other partners that I'm not, we'll mention everybody for the group right now, but the community and connection and people is like really what's at the heart of all of our organizations and why we love and why we do this. So I just want to kind of finalize with like a question for you about connection. What is it that you'd like to see for our local area when it comes to connection? Because we have an epidemic of loneliness. So this is a real thing. And at Firefly, we started a weekly meetup that's just free for people to conscious, curious explorers. They get together, and they've been going and doing all different events all over York. And like, I say, hey, this one, and then like you'll probably be on the list for one of the upcoming brunches that they'll bring the group here. But like, that's just our contribution. And there are different people that gather at different places. So we feel it's so important, but I'm curious, like, what would you wish for when it comes to connection for our local area?
I mean, there's not much more to connection besides just like-minded people just gathering and just, exchanging ideas and inspiring each other. As far as like exactly what that would look like, I'm really open to that.
There's a lot of different ways we connect.
Yeah.
And connecting around food is such a foundational thing to just being human.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I would love to have more events that we schedule that just brings people together. Like, I was thinking maybe we could have like a pizza paint night or like an ice cream social or something like that. But yeah.
Well, if you guys have any ideas, any desires for ways that you want to connect with people, like-minded people, there's so many things. Again, keep on checking all the events that we have on the group. You can see everybody, whenever Laura shares an event on there or any of the organizations that are associated with us, you'll see the events of the organizations coming up in the group, and you can check it out. There's always something cool to do. But if you have any ideas of cool things that you would think would be awesome, we get ideas from you. We get inspiration from
absolutely.
our community of what you guys are looking for. So. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was really great talking to you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, and come and check us out. Again, we're on the Holistic Connections PA group. If you have not joined it, feel free to check it out and join that PA Holistic Connections group, and then check out Miss Laura and Safe and Sweet. So I'll share information here below. You can check out her website, her address, and other information that might be pertinent. All right. Bye, everybody.